And then if we move on to the fa and the qaf, very similar. So on when they appear at the beginning of a word, you lose the tail. In the middle of the word, you've got these two arms reaching out, but you can see it kind of turns into a bit of a loop. The fa and the qaf there when they appear in the middle. Sometimes that won't be a full loop. It might just be a blob, like you can see when they appear in the beginning of a word or in the like capital letter form. Uh, that's something to bear in mind. And then when the fa and the qaf appear at the end of a word, they revert back to the capital letter form, but they've got this arm reaching out to the letter before. Okay, we're on to kaf now. With kaf on its own, you can see that on the right hand side. Kaf, when it appears in the beginning of a word, see the little S shape that's on the capital letter kaf. How I like to think of it is that is enlarged and it's kind of opened up a little bit and it makes that kind of like an S shape, right? And it's got the arm reaching out to the letter before. When it appears in the middle of the word, which is this one here, sorry, let me go back to it, which is this one here, you've got the two arms reaching to the letter before and after, and when it comes at the end of the word, it reverts back to the capital letter form, but it's got the arm reaching to the letter before. Okay. Obviously, in these examples, the letters are isolated, but further on, we'll see how they're actually joined to different how different letters are actually joined. The lam is quite straightforward, doesn't change much, loses a bit of its tail, and then in the middle, it's got these two arms, and at the end of a word, it reverts back to the capital letter form, but it's got the arm reaching to the letter before. Meme can be confused a little bit with ayn because of the blob, but with the meme, the blob in the middle of the word, it'll appear in the middle of the kind of like line. Whereas in the ayn, if we look up here, the ayn, the blob is kind of above the line there. Um, but there's not much difference between the meme, the capital letter. When it's at the beginning, it's pretty much the same. When it appears in the middle, it's got these two arms, and when it appears at the end, it's capital letter form. Reverts back to that, but you've got the arm reaching out to the letter before just there. The noon is very similar to ba, ta, tha. So you've got the arm reaching out when it's appearing at the beginning of the word. In the middle, it's got these two arms, and then at the end, it reverts back to the capital, but it's got the arm reaching out to the letter before. Ha, little bit tricky. Um, when it's at the beginning of a word, it's got this form here, uh, and then in the middle, you've got like a bit of like a half a butterfly effect, but it's got the two arms. And then at the end of the word it looks like this. So that's one to be wary of. Learn the actual shapes. Inshallah, we'll get plenty of practice that on the next couple of pages. The wow is an end letter, so it's just got those two forms there. The hamza, it remains very very small, that hamza shape, but you can have like the half of the smile like we've seen in the ba, the ta, the tha, and then the hamza goes on top of it. That's a hamza. Same again here in the middle. You've got the two arms reaching to the letter before, but it's got the hamza on top. And when it appears at the end of the word, it can sometimes have a ya shape underneath. Okay, but it's still a hamza. Hamza is small but powerful. When it appears at the top of something, it overpowers whatever it appears on top of. Okay, and then the ya, again very similar to the ba, the ta, the tha. It loses the tail, but keeps the dots. At the start, beginning of a word, it's got the arm. Um, in the in the middle of the word, it's got two arms reaching forward and back, and then at the end of a word, it reverts back to the capital letter, but it's got that arm reaching to the letter before. That is the awesome identity map in the Safar Bridge Qaida. If you have any questions, concerns, queries, please let me know. Hope you found it beneficial. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.